final roundtable of Engine Performance Expo 2024. I wanted to break into Europe. It's the final countdown, but I spared you guys because you don't want to hear that.
Thanks, Joe.
But you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Tim is back. Chris is back. Joe Woods. Oh, my goodness. We got to talk to you in a second. And, of course, Randy Neal back late. Jolie is Joe's daughter, for those that don't know. Hopefully you do know. How proud are you right now, Dad?
Man, I don't know that I can wipe the smile off. To be honest with you, you know, when I had 3 girls, I wasn't sure if I was ever going to have a car nut, you know. And she was 6 years old going down the side of my Z28 with a wrench, dink, 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 dink. And I'm underneath it thinking, no, that's paint. But
and money.
I mean, to be honest with you, that whole time that was happening, I remembered myself in the bed of a Chevy truck doing the same thing with a little ball peen hammer. So, yeah, couldn't be happier.
Amazing.
Could not be happier.
No, she did a great job and looks highly motivated to continue the journey, which is exciting.
Very. I wasn't sure. You know, I mean, kids get in things, kids get out of things, and she's, for those that don't know, when we do the MPK stuff, I don't touch the valve train. She runs the valve, she warms the car up in the mornings, I take care of the bottom end, she takes care of the top. So she has taken it serious and wants more responsibility every time we go out. So I just keep feeding it to her.
Wow, that's the way you do it.
Well, she impressed everybody last year with her ability to pick up and run that machine. That was super impressive.
Yeah.
To be able to take that, beginning off with the other machine, which was, fly cutting, that was nice, but to run that F69, that's a big daddy machine right there.
That's a big deal.
Doing this kind of work, the level of complexity in line boring a cam tunnel, that's not just nothing.
No, it's not.
That's not beginning entry-level machine shop class right there.
No, it's not.
And to pick it up like that and to be able to relate back, and she carries herself well. Hats off to Mom and Dad. Did a good job on that one.
Thank you. She, I may or may not have added a little bit of pressure because I informed her where that engine was going. But, the reality is it's no different being his engine, my engine, her own personal engine. Jimmy, Joe, Bob down the street. It doesn't matter. You have to look at all of them exactly the same, just like they're your own.
We're building this massive pressure around Project It's not that big a deal, except no, it is when everybody gets in to help out. The feeling of the day when it happens that I roll to the starting line, it's going to be crazy. Randy, you're always talking about bringing in the next generation and all this knowledge that has been acquired and passing it along. We're seeing it happen.
Amazing. That's the best way. Kudos again, Mom and Dad. You guys have got the crown. Not the poster boy, she's the poster girl, if you will. But the point is, she has validated the opportunities by young people to get into the trade. And getting immediate rewards. Your success is obvious, but she is just, I can't think of anybody that's been here with all the men and everybody here. Every single person goes, really? Are you kidding me? Now, that's what we're after. We, as a group, understand our next generation. We have to sit there and dedicate to that. It's nice to see someone, especially 16. Come on, really? This is just, I had to sit down and rethink this thing. She is good.
Yeah.
Now, she's the poster girl. Here we go. And I think that's what we're going to do with this thing. We're going to have a little fun with that. I can see a poster coming. So the deal is, I think this is just showing the young people that there's something available. And we always do what we love, fair enough. We're all here. We're gearheads. This is in our DNA.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, the new generation, I got to tell you, we got a lot of opportunities here. And she, once again, is vindicating and validating, I should say. And for all you young people out there, here's a start. Ask any of us. Ask anybody who was here. We'll mentor you. We'll help you. Just ask. You'll be amazed what kind of career you can work yourself into.
Yeah, it was great stuff. And what did she say? What was great about this? She said it was fun.
Yeah.
She didn't say, and as much as it's important to earn money in your career and have a successful business and keep the race teams moving forward, what was good about this? It was fun. And I think that's an underlying, my job is fun. Nobody says that. It's probably, people don't think you're working.
Right.
But it is. I know when I go to work, I have a good time. And Chris Straub looks like he has a pretty good time when he comes in.
Well, I love what I do. So, this is not work. I love what I do. And to add to, I had the Tumanello family come down. Customers. Mm-hmm. This is my problem. Become friends. Drag race family, 3 generations. David's here. The son, who we nicknamed Crew Chief years ago when he's 9 years old, same age as Joe Lee. And they came down and picked their motor up. We just got done with it. And he has, and his dad, mom, and his brother. Sorry.
That's all good, man.
Been here the last 2 days, and I told Frank, his dad, I said, if he wants to come down this summer, come down. And he stood at every machine, watched it go on. So, to listen to Keith Thornton and where he came from and how he got into it at age 16, 17 and stuff. Joe Lee and David are the future.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, to me, this is the culmination, Chris. 4 years ago, we sat here and we did this, and we were vision casting, hoping that one day these young people would show up, and in 4 years, they're already here.
Yeah.
That next generation.
It is so cool to see that. Yeah. And the beauty is the interaction. You can interact with anybody, from people that are, TV stars, Brian Tooley Racing, Brian, nicest guy.
Tell your Brian Tooley story.
So I had never met him. I hung out with a sales guy. We had dinner with his whole crew at SEMA or at PRI. And I walk up and I see his logo on his shirt. I say, "Oh, Brian Tooley. So are you the local rep for Tennessee?" And he looks at me and goes like, "No, I'm Brian Tooley." I'm like, "Oh, oops." But he took it he took it very well, and so now he is the Tennessee rep in my eyes, and so they're going to call him from now on. But it was, that's the interaction we had here. It's so cool. And so for the younger guys to come in, and gals, and to be able to get that opportunity, it is priceless. And I can see the emotion, because our industry, unfortunately, it's aged. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And to get new kids into it and be able to, when you walk them into a machine shop, or and it's dirty, it's work, it's hands-on, and not everybody is for that. But when you get one, you need to nurture that and grow it, because there's a beautiful future in this.
Well, and Joe Lee and David know it's hard work, because they're working with their dads and stuff.
Yeah, they see.
And it's and again, can you make a decent living in this industry? Yes, but you have to have the passion. You have to have the love, and to see their age come in, because hey, we're all going to be we're going to leave this earth whenever he decides, but we need them to carry it on.
Yeah, and it's amazing. What blows me away is that the shops that are good at it are all overwhelmed with the amount of work they get.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yeah, and so you get young people and you train them and you make them good, and they know what they're doing and they know how to repair that stuff. And I don't care whether it's a race motor or just a motor or an old motorcycle. That is a trait that is, people don't want to do the work anymore, but they want the results. Yeah. And so if you get good people that are good, capable with the equipment available to them, can make this, put these together and create a good working engine, or restoring or racing, it's a beautiful, well-paid future, I guarantee you, because you're one of the few.
Let me pick up on that. WJ, first time we ever had him up here, he made a statement to all of us. He says, you do realize that we've arrived at an era where our technology has arrived, that you can come in this trade, learn it well, but you can make the equivalent of equal to doctors. Now,
Yes.
you say, well, that's a stretch. No, it's not.
No, it's not. I
It's-
agree
it's
with
far
you
from that.
100%.
That's right.
Yeah.
The opportunity, some people are motivated by money. We're motivated by, well, I'm not sure yet sometimes. I have to
We're
figure it
still
out now.
motivated by a little money. Yeah.
But here we go. And at the end of the day, Warren's statement is absolute truth. See, a lot of the guys, the young generation, they're certainly motivated. They're told they don't want to sit there and work for minimums. You don't have to work for minimums. Yeah. What you do have to pay is pay the rite of passage.
Yes.
You do have to come in and honor the teacher, and you have to reward them with efficiency. But you know what? The cycle of life here is they will move on and you will move up.
Yeah.
But you start, like every trip, it starts with the first step. First step is come talk to us. Let us show you. Don't, not here say, we got facts. Just come on.
Listening to you guys speak about it, and I'm really lucky because I get to see people at their best. They want to race. First of all, they're at a racetrack doing what they love, period. Okay. And then I get to interview them after they just won a big race and they're having a historic life moment that they worked their whole lives to achieve. And I get to be a part of that moment all the time. So that's always great. But I think about parents out there, and you mentioned a doctor, and that was like, we're on the same wavelength right now. What do parents want their kids to grow up to be? What jobs do parents want their kids to have? What are the jobs? Well, everybody wants their kids to be financially stable and comfortable. So it's like, doctors, lawyers. But you think about those professions and what they're dealing with, and we need doctors. Lawyers, but sorry, lawyers. I got plenty of friends with law degrees.
I second that opinion.
Right, but you got to have it sometimes. But this is an admirable profession. It's absolutely necessary. It's connected to national security. You have to have people who know how to do what you guys do. Yes, we're doing it for fun, to make power, to go racing, but that knowledge can be used for so many other things in an important time of need. Someone has to know how to do this. So who's it going to be? You guys make money, you do what you're your own captain of your own ship, you're handling it, watching Jolie at the machine, controlling her own thing, not sitting at a desk pushing a piece of paper over and back. Yeah. I think parents should feel comfortable and happy if their child wanted to enter this profession.
Sure.
And the timing's perfect because there are so many shop owners that are at that age. They're looking to hand the baton. They're just looking for someone to open their hand. They're, like you said, they're willing to pour themselves into someone that just is willing to be available and open and learn.
That is so true. I have an example in our hometown. We've got a small machine shop. The guy is a motorcycle repair guy. He restores old motorcycles, and it's a fully operational shop. I guarantee you, if he had somebody he could train and hand it off to, he would. He says, I'll walk away from this. If I have somebody that I can hand it off to, and that is often, you look around our industry, a lot of our customers, they're very good at what they do, but at the end they kind of lose that interest because they don't have anybody to hand it off to. If they don't have it, you don't see that passion in their eyes. Yeah. And if they were to have somebody young that would be interested, that would be willing to take that over, that would be willing to put in the time, it's rite of passage. Very good saying.
The buy-in.
Yeah.
Let's be clear about it. When I got started, I had 2 nickels and they were both borrowed. Right? So the way we went through it is just we plowed our way through. We worked and everything. So we evolved. Now, there's a lot of companies that are out there that are successful, but they have no legacy dynamic.
Yeah.
And the guy sort of potential and waste away. For the young people out there, you got to simply understand. Solicit it. Go out and just say, hey, can I be part of this? Now, I started by sweeping floors.
Same.
Right.
That's exactly
Right.
what I was sweeping the floor just to get the knowledge.
I was learning mechanics, and I walked up to a small shop, and I said, I'll come in Saturdays and work for free. Mm-hmm. Whatever you have me do, I just want to learn. And he's like, because I'm not hiring. I said, I don't want you to hire me. Just have me work here. I'll sweep the floor. I'll do whatever you want. And I started there. And I still today, I remember the first days of crawling under a car and doing stuff for him. Installed LP gas installations at the time. This is back in Europe. So,
But the bottom line is, this is not a blacksmith industry. This is a high technical industry.
yeah.
We are so totally different. And so the technology is right up their wavelength. These are the ones that are, hey, I can sign on. Matter of fact, they can take some of these guys that are in there and they're, I don't want to touch it. Wait a minute. Let the kid in there. Let him show you. Now, the owner will sit there and say, cool, I'm motivated. I want to see next gen. Work your way through. Pay the rite of passage. Let's be fair with that. Don't think that the guy's going to say, here's the keys, got to go. No. Learn. Make sure you take it. But you now have the resources. Technology has come your way. Man, look, I've never seen in my lifetime such a nice opportunity. You know, people talk about degrees. I'm okay with that. I don't have a problem with education. I like education. But education, I can find everything you ever want to know is already in a book. It's already on the shelf. All you got to do is take the initiative to open it. So let's do this. Just go in and ask that guy, can I open your book? Can you teach me? You'd be surprised how you can manifest this into, quite frankly, you are, as you said, captain of your own ship. Man, what an opportunity.
Well,
I never had that.
And as and as a shop owner, you know, we appreciate what Rottler has done as far as technology. We appreciate what CWT has done for technology. We appreciate what United Engine Machine and Icon Pistons. You know, that having vendors like yourself, manufacturers of equipment, to be able to give us the ability to produce the products that we do, and keeping up with the generations. I mean, there isn't, you know, kids today, they don't know what an amber bulb or an analog screen is, but they know what a touch screen is. You know, so for Joe Lee or David, you know, they can look at that touch screen and they say, oh, well, yeah, I can do that. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, when it comes down to it, they've been raised with a flat screen ever since they were young. And for the boys and girls, it's almost like a video game. Yeah. You know, the machine becomes, can you break Tetris or whatever that kid just did the other day?
First kid ever think about that.
Can we get Joe's block absolutely perfect? It's a puzzle that we've got to make perfect. Mm-hmm. And if you look at it that way, and at the end of the day, it's a cool thing because we get to make guys like this go fast.
Right. Speaking of which, by the way, good job saving the day on the Joe's block.
Hey, listen, I did not save the day. Shout out to David Butler and the boys at Butler Performance. I'm not going to say what size bore Joe's block is. Let's just say it's a very large bore. I don't want his competition catching up with it. But I shouted out to David, and I said I need a torque plate, and he said, well, and I said, listen, you get it to me Saturday. We'll have it back. I'll ship it back Monday. Perfect. I said, by the way, you got a set of head studs for Pontiac. Of course, Mr. Pontiac had the head studs.
Yeah.
And of course, this block's got a special head stud. David had it on the shelf. So David Butler and boys, thank you. I will get that back to you on Monday. I promise you, sir.
Excellent.
And shout out to Joe Stefanici, Steph's Performance. When I worked for Joe 3 years ago, or several years ago, I shouldn't say 3 years ago. Hell, I just turned 55 last year or last week. Joe said, Chris, it's not what you know, it's who you know in this industry. And that right there saved us probably almost 10 days. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And while I'm, handing out kudos, of course, how about Mr. Lake Speed Jr. over there? Engine Builder Hall of Fame.
Yep.
A year ago in this moment, in this round table, I think it was at this round table, he was like, yeah, there should be an Engine Builder Hall of Fame. And boom, 1 year later, first 8, go into the hall. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's buzzing about it. We're seeing, Scooter talk about Bob Glidden, revealing all these amazing stories. You did all of that. Like the lion's share of the work. You don't want credit, of course. No, they definitely doesn't want credit. Nobody wants credit.
I can't take the credit. I mean, Billy really should get the most credit here because him and John Callies really worked together to help define that matrix. Because that was the whole thing we talked about yesterday that we set it up. Mm-hmm. It can't be a popularity contest. It can't be, who has the most trophies? Billy's words were perfect on that. You won the race.
Yeah.
They gave you the trophy for that. That's your reward. This has to be something that is that enduring legacy. And that really came from Billy and John Callies and Scooter and those guys, created that. And then, fortunately, we had to kind of keep Ed Pink out of the loop on him being in, right? Because we didn't want Ed to know we were putting that in. Because Ed was one of the guys, Ron Shaver, Jeff Smith. So we had a really great group of people that were all contributing, and we would get these Zoom meetings and stuff. That's one great thing about technology, right? Yeah, guys from all around the country, we could Zoom in and we could chat about these things and have these discussions and argue back and forth about this guy and that guy and this and that. And it was wonderful to have that initial thing. And we were like, okay, you knew it was right when you had everyone kind of looking at each other kind of like we are now, and they're like, yeah, this is it. This is the equation. This is what it looks like. And then we were able to kind of say, okay, well, now we have the idea of what it looks like. Let's litmus test it. Let's take the popular people and start plugging them in. Do they fit? And the ones that everyone had agreed on would fit. The ones that we didn't agree on didn't fit. And that may rub some people the wrong way. I'm okay with that. Because it can't be for everybody. It can't, because if it's everybody, it means nothing. But if we can maintain that, we'll build on it year over year. Yeah, obviously, we played all the videos from all 8 inductees for the first year, today and yesterday. And what we'll do is, there's a website that will be coming out, EngineBuilderHallOfFame.com. We'll be live in a couple of days. EBHOF.com for short. Saves you some typing. And then each week for the next 8 weeks, a page for each of those persons will be unveiled with that embedded video and an extended bio and other assets. And I can't thank all the sponsors enough. I mean, Pim, you guys at UEM stepped up to help out. Obviously, I
thought it was a privilege. Honestly, it's a privilege.
I twisted Hartford's arm and said, we're in. Right? And then Chris Douglas, Mark Campbell, and all the guys at Comp and Edelbrock, they stepped up so we would have that initial group. But we couldn't do it without AAM and Chris and everybody, Randy, everybody here, the folks at Rottler, without the Engine Performance Expo as the launching point to build that and support it. It's just a collaborative effort. And yes, I am extremely proud of the work that we've done, and I'm glad that as an industry, just like Project Pontiac, we all came together and contributed and created a 401c3 nonprofit. This isn't about money. It's about honoring the legacy of the people that made this possible.
Yeah. Amazing. Just a question, and I don't know the answer. From here on out, inaugural classes are usually the biggest class. How many people go into the Engine Builder Hall of Fame each year? Is it 4?
We will maintain 8, so 2 from each category for at least the first 5 years.
Okay. It's like they have a plan and everything.
Yeah.
Kind of do.
Have you ever seen Lake Speed's schedule?
Yeah.
I mean, it is Excel every day. There is a plan. I can do.
You may not know the plan. They may unveil it at the last minute, but there is a master plan
Still formulating
somewhere in the background.
There's a plan. No, that's great. That was a big part of it, and those videos were awesome. Can't wait to watch them online. So where do we go from here?
That's a great question. I mean, the one wonderful thing, circling back to earlier discussion here, is that we start off with this idea that we needed to create this platform that could inspire, encourage, and bring in the next generation so we could pass that torch.
Right.
And we're beginning to see some benefits from that. Well, I think the next part of that is, okay, you showed interest, but what's the next step of that? Is now empowering. So I think we need to continue to really double down on the educational parts, right? It's great to give them vision, but now you got to set them in the right path and give them the tools to move forward, to take those steps,
Look at the tools that they have today.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I learned on an old Stuart Warner balancing machine, right? Strobe light and a gauge. And you were hand grinding valve seats. And I mean, the Rottler equipment will do in 2 hours what it would take you 2 days to do the old way. Yeah. Where's it going to go? I mean, you give kids that age, I mean, we have the entire world's library on our cell phone.
Yep.
Right? So you give them the digital technology and the ability, where are they going to take engines? Where are they going to take race cars? Of all platforms.
Yeah, we're just scratching the
We're
surface.
just beginning.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. It's just beginning. The next level that they go to is going to be extreme.
That is our salvation, next generation. We have an obligation to pass along. The bottom line is, and like you say, everything we're about, the entire EPE program has been education. Awareness, though. We're trying to let people know this is the path. You look, it's a great path. It's a clean path. It's a fun path. You know, your daughter's, I can't say enough there. I wish I could put it in the right words what I see from that young lady. But that is just that nice little flashing light that says we have hope.
Yeah.
I am thrilled to death to see this, and I hope any young person out there, come on, I'm being redundant. Purposely, I want you to understand. We want you to come talk to us. You are, bottom line, our salvation. End of story.
Yeah, there's got to be someone to take over the reins.
Absolutely.
There has to be.
Well, I'll say this. Just thinking about this interaction, like you said, the digital age and growing up and stuff. If you like playing Minecraft, you're going to like these motors because you can dream up these worlds in Minecraft and you can make it. The digital tools that are available today allow you to dream up a motor and make it. And you'll get your hands just about as dirty as you do playing Minecraft. And that's fair.
Yeah.
Especially with additive manufacturing and what's coming in, the ability to draw these parts, model them, test them virtually before you actually make them. There's never been a better time to get into this industry that I've ever seen.
And when all that's over with, there's nothing like a 1 second 60-foot time.
There is. Dan 20.
Is that what you get to 60 foot?
No, that's my goal.
Okay.
That's my goal.
But like a sub 1 second 60
Yeah,
foot
absolutely.
time. Like that will get your attention.
200 mile an hour.
Playing
and
Fortnite
660
is
feet.
awesome, I'm sure. And I love video games as much as anything. But there's nothing like when that trans brake lets loose and all of a sudden you are in full motion in a tenth of a second.
And you see that at every NHRA national event. Because when you go to one of those races, there's every different kind of person under the sun there. Different ages and stuff.
Yep.
And what happens the moment the first fuel car does a burnout? The pits are empty.
Yep.
Everyone comes to the starting line because there ain't nothing in the world like seeing two fuel cars go down that racetrack. Whether you're into cars or not, that is impressive.
Incredible machines. And you know, this year we've got this young rookie driver going to jump into Top Fuel for the first time. Upstart named Tony Stewart. It's like really like
Some
this
kid.
kid.
Yeah.
You know, he came from some other forms of racing, his background in different styles of racing, but he's going to try to run Top Fuel for a championship. So much to be excited about here at the start of the season.
Well, that's going to be tons of fun to watch.
Oh yeah, because he's been nice, Tony, till now. Like I'm out having.
Oh,
a
yeah,
good
you're
time,
right. Exactly,
having a good
yeah.
time. Suddenly,
Competitive Tony's going to come out.
don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. Tony the
Don't you
Tiger. Tony that got, you know, all the NASCAR guys scruffled up, that guy's showing up.
It's got to
Not the
happen.
nice tiger.
No, yeah.
It's got to happen, and others, others. I don't want to oversell any one of our great storylines, but no, I'm real excited about what's going to happen here in 2024, and you know, hopefully people will come to the racetrack, whether it be a round track, whether it be the drags, whether it be their local track. Go see you guys. You know, get out there in person, though. I think is a message that you know, those of us on the media side. We put fans in the stands. Racers want to race. That means they're going to need engine builders and engine balancers and the cycle, the virtuous cycle of racing. It really comes down to the people who want to see this.
Yeah, whatever it is. It'd be a dirt track, drift, you know, it doesn't matter. Formula One, there's 3 Formula One races in the United States now.
Yes.
How incredible is that?
Amazing.
And so now is the greatest time to go because the technology is there. There's opportunity of every different type. The diversity of motorsports available right now is unlike any time ever before. So go to your local racetrack, you know. So I think we need, speaking of going to your local racetrack, you know what? It's time for us to close it down. We are in the final minute or two of the Engine Performance Expo. And Joe, I know you got a lot ahead of you on the schedule this year. And like we were just saying a minute ago, that the next thing is to empower, to educate. So there's some opportunities for both of those things coming up this year.
Yeah, education doesn't stop here at the Engine Performance Expo. It's just getting started. For instance, when I go out to the Mission Foods Drag Racing Series this year, I know in the Total Seal Pit, we're going to have some more trackside tech talks for stock and super stock racers, for race fans, for engine builders. You want to be in or around a pro stock pit and see and hear the lessons of all of these, engine experts. You can come out and be there and be a part of it. It comes along with the price of your ticket. We're going to do that at a couple of races. Of course, NHRA starts in March at the Gator Nationals.
And we will have a Total Seal Trackside Tech Talk at the Gator Nationals. So we open the year with that first educational opportunity. And as we mentioned earlier today, there's educational opportunity classes, the hands-on honing classes. That first one's going to be March 16th at EFI University. We also have the Advanced Valve Train Development class. Again, EFI101.com is going to have both of those available on there. But then, again, all these videos. I know this was an incredible amount to take in, and there's actually a catalog. There's 3 previous years, 4 episodes of these before. You can go back and watch them at any time. So we just keep adding and growing and going, which is why we do the Engine Performance Expo.
And thank you all for all the effort on Project Pontiac. You can follow that story on my WFO radio podcast and live stream. We'll be talking about it throughout the year. What's going to happen? I don't know, but I feel like I really do kind of know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to turn out okay. Lake, take us home.
All right. So, again, thank you, everyone, for tuning in and watching the Engine Performance Expo. Make sure you tune in so you can stay tuned up.
What a day, what a day, what a day. Yeah, my brain is swollen. I've learned so much today. They told us, don't start cars. We are not going to listen.